Hello everyone! How are you today? I hope you're fine in your houses, that you're all healthy. And today we are going to read chapter number 7 from the book Next Door, a story from another planet. The aim for this presentation is that you students will be able to read and understand chapter 7 from the book Next Door. Identify key vocabulary and expressions from the book, and also identify and use structure from present simple and continuous. Now, as I mentioned before, it's time for us to read chapter 7. Dot talks to the radio. But before we start reading, as usual, we have to check the vocabulary. This vocabulary is very important for you to understand better the text, okay? In this occasion, we have 3 sections: subject, adjective, and adverb. This time, we're not going to describe each section because you already know what subject, adjective, and verb mean, okay? So let's start checking the subject section. The first word is seatbelt. What is a seatbelt? It's what you use in a car in case you have an accident, you don't go flying out of the car, okay? Es lo que ustedes se ponen cuando se suben a un auto. It's very important for you to use it. Next one, environment. It's the place we live in, the world, everything surrounding us. Next one, defender, means protector. The word in Spanish is very similar. That's why it doesn't have the translation. In Spanish, we say protector. Okay? Next one, wars. What are wars? This happens when countries fight. We've had 2 important words or very big wars, the World War I and World War II. Yes, and it's important that you also remember that we have fiction wars like Star Wars. Si son fanáticos de Star Wars, probablemente ya sabían lo que wars significaba. Okay? Finally, in this section, we have choice. What is choice? It's a decision you make. When you say, what do I want now? Strawberry ice cream or chocolate ice cream? Oh, I want strawberry ice cream. Cuando ustedes tienen que escoger entre algo y algo, entre una cosa y otra, ustedes toman una decision. We also have the adjective section. And here we have 3 words. The first one, brilliant. What is the meaning of brilliant? It's something that is very good, that it's awesome, it's amazing, algo que es muy bueno, it's brilliant. Funny. Funny is something that makes laugh, that makes you laugh, or in this case, in this situation or context, something strange. You will know why. ¿Ya? Pongan atención y van a saber por qué strange. Finally, whole. It means all, everything. Y ya van a ver también cómo se usa este whole. That's the most important thing you have to pay attention to. Cómo la manera en que nosotros usamos estas palabras, porque no solo tienen un significado, ¿cierto? Hay palabras que tienen más de un significado, pero hay que poner atención al contexto. Finally, we have the verb section. Here we have lots of verbs, guys, so pay attention. The first one is shout. What does shout mean? It means Speak very loudly. Like this, very loudly. Yes? Next one, realizes. It means that someone understands something. Okay? Keep promises. Do the thing I promised to do. Cuando ustedes hacen una promesa, después de eso, you have to keep your promise. No pueden romper la promesa, so you have to keep your promise. Next one, reading minds. It means knowing what a person thinks. Okay? It's like a superpower, reading minds. Cuando ustedes pueden saber lo que las otras personas están pensando, you can read minds, and that's awesome. The following, concentrate, is very similar to the meaning in Spanish, and it implies giving attention to something. Now, I hope, yo espero, you are concentrating, you are giving me your attention. Yes? Finally, lie. When you say something that is not true, when it's false, you are lying, guys. It is not good to tell lies. It is not good to lie. So I hope you don't do it. Now, we are ready to start reading. Dad talks to the radio. After breakfast, I leave the house with Dad and see Alexander and Alexandra next door. They're leaving home. I have a brilliant idea. Dad, can we take them in the car? Who? Alexander and Alexandra. Well, I don't know. Thanks, Dad. I shout at them. Hey, do you want to go to school with me? Yes, thanks. Dad looks at me in a funny way, strange way. He usually looks at me in a funny way when I do something wrong. Then he smiles at Alexandra and Alexander. Okay, get in. Put your seatbelts on, kids. I hate it when Dad calls my friends and me kids. Dad turns on the radio. I'm sitting in the front of the car with Dad. Alexandra and Alexander are sitting on the back seat. I turn and look at them. Dad always listens to the radio in the car. Today, on the radio, they're talking about Aisha Hood, the pop star. Dad talks to the radio. Stop talking about celebrities and sport. Talk about something important. I smile at the twins and say, Dad often talks to the radio. I don't understand why. The presenters can't hear him. Alexander says, yes, they can. What? The presenters can hear him. Listen. I listen, and an amazing thing happens. The woman on the radio speaks to Dad. The radio presenter says, so, what do you want us to talk about? Dad says, I don't know. Talk about the environment, what's happening in the world today, the economic situation. Are you sure? Yes, I want to know what's happening in the world. Okay, if that's what you want. Thank you. Dad suddenly realizes and understands what's happening and stops the car. He says, I'm talking to the radio and the radio's talking to me. I'm having a conversation with the radio. It's not normal. I look at the twins and say, is it normal on Metaclon? Of course. Dad looks at Alexandra and then at me. Don't tell your mom about this, okay? Okay, Dad. Promise? I promise, Dad. I always keep promises. Remember? Dad starts the car again and drives very slowly. He's very quiet. He leaves us at the bus stop and drives away. We all laugh. On the bus, we talk about school, the town, and Mia. She likes you, says Alexander. Who? Mia. I don't know. I know. How do you know? Alex B is very good at reading minds, says Alexandra. Alex B? We call each other Alex B and Alex G. Alexandra says, I'm Alex G because I'm a girl. You can call us Alex B and Alex G. Okay. Do you know what the name Alexander means? No. Defender or protector of the people. Wow. And is it true, Alex B? Can you really read minds? Of course. I never lie. Mia. Mia? You're thinking about Mia now. That's amazing. You can't read minds. I'm not very good at reading minds, says Alex G, but I can see the future. Alex B says, be quiet, Alex G. That's a secret, remember? Alex B looks at me. Can you keep a secret? Before I can answer, he says, good. At school today, I can't concentrate. We've got a history exam, but I can't remember any dates or names of kings or queens or wars, like Star Wars. My head is full of questions and stars and planets and more questions, and Mia and the radio and reading minds and Alex B and Alex G and the future and more questions and Medacalon. On Tuesday afternoons, we play basketball. This afternoon, Mr. Jones, our sports teacher, asks Alexander to be one of the team captains. Mr. Jones says, who do you want on your team, Alexander? Alex B says, Owen. Owen? That's an interesting choice or decision. The others laugh, remember? When we play team sports at school and the team captains choose the people they want in their teams, they don't usually choose me, but today, Alex wants me on his team. It's incredible. I feel fantastic. And today I'm the number one basketball player in the world. Well, maybe not in the world, but I'm the number one basketball player in our school. Well, maybe not in the whole or in all the school, but I'm definitely the number one basketball player in our class. And Alex B is the number one team captain. Maybe it's because he can read minds. Does he know what the other players are thinking? Well, guys, that was chapter 7. Thank you for reading with me. I hope you had fun. Okay? So now that we read chapter 7, I want you to answer with me the following activity. Okay? True or false? Are these statements, the statements below, true or false? Help me find out. The first one says, Alexander chooses Owen for their sport team. Is it true or is it false? What do you think? The next one says, Owen's dad talks to the radio, but the radio doesn't answer. Is it true or is it false? What do you think? Mia doesn't like Owen. True or false? Alexander can't read minds. Alexander, the name, means defender of the people. And finally, students laugh when Owen is chosen for a team. Lo que tienen que hacer ahora, what you have to do, is to answer, to write this statement, probably in your copybooks, en sus cuadernos, chicos, and there you answer if these statements are true or false. After you finish the activity, the true or false activity, I want you to remember something. Look at this paragraph. It says, I hate it when Dad calls me, my friends, and me kids. Dad turns on the radio. I'm sitting in the front of the car with Dad. Alexandra and Alexandra are sitting on the back seat. I turn and look at them. Dad always listens to the radio in the car. Today on the radio, they're talking about Aisha Hood, the pop star. Dad talks to the radio. Can you identify the differences between the sentences underlined in red and the ones in green? ¿Por qué hay algunas oraciones que están subrayadas con verde with green and the others in red? Are they different? Why are they different? Think about it for a second. If you were thinking about, maybe the sentences in green are facts and habits, and the sentences in red are actions happening in the moment, you are correct, guys. And these sentences represent two different tenses that we already saw, okay? Esto ya lo hemos visto. It's just for you to remember. The green sentences represent simple present tense, which are facts, habits, and other descriptions that you had in the previous presentations. Si tienen dudas con el simple present, les aconsejo que vayan a los PPTs antiguos y revisen, ¿ok? And the sentences in red represents the present continuous tense. Este es más nuevo porque lo vimos solamente en las presentaciones de los capítulos anteriores, en el 5 y 6, if I'm not mistaken. But what are simple present and present continuous? ¿Qué es lo que implica presente simple, presente continuo? Vamos a recordar, ¿ok? Let's remember together. Okay, so let's do a short exercise. We have to match the definition to the correct tense. Aquí hay unas definiciones que corresponden al simple present en otras definiciones que corresponden al presente continuo, as you can see. Voy a ir leyendo y mientras hago esto, ustedes van a ir haciendo el match, ¿ok? Y esta actividad la vamos a revisar el día de la tutoría. Bueno, la vamos a hacer en la misma clase. So, number 1 says, this tense is used to express actions happening in the moment. Ya lo habíamos visto. Deben tener más de alguna pista ahí. Number 2, in this tense, you use ing ending. Let's see if you remember. In this tense, you use adverbs such as always, never, usually, sometimes, and often. También lo ocupamos harto, así que espero que puedan hacer bien el matching. Number 4. To form this tense, we have to use verb to be. Este, chicos, es el verbo, probablemente el verbo más importante que ustedes tienen que saber cómo utilizar. Verb to be. Y para formar uno de estos dos tenses, simple present or present continuous, we have to use verb to be. ¿Ya? 5. This tense is used to represent habits and routines. Very easy. Number 6. This tense is used with expressions like right now, in this moment, look. The last one. 7. To form the third person singular, ¿qué es lo que third person singular. It means he, she, or it. Para formar tercera persona singular, we use s, es, or ies. Así que ahora que las tienen todas, if you remember, try to match the definition to the correct tense. Is it simple present or present continuous? Alright guys. Miren, para que hagamos un recordatorio ya más completo, vamos a mostrar las diferencias en la estructura del simple present y el present continuous. ¿Ya? We have one verb here. The verb is sleep. Do you know what sleep means? When you're very tired at night, you only want to go to bed and sleep. Yeah? Like those boys there, they are sleeping. So let's check. En esta ocasión vamos a utilizar tres pronombres, I, she y we, ¿ya? Para ver las diferencias entre estos sujetos. Let's start with simple present. The affirmative form for sleep with I is I sleep. For she is she sleeps. For we is we sleep. This is the affirmative form of the simple present. Let's go now with the negative form of the simple present. For I don't sleep. Es lo contrario, the opposite. She doesn't sleep and we don't sleep. Si recuerdan, en el simple present para negar usamos don't y doesn't. Don't para I, you, we, they. It doesn't para he, she, and it. Okay? Let's go with the questions and the short answers of the simple present tense. For I is do I or we sleep? Aquí para I y we ocupamos la misma. Do I or do we sleep? The answers are yes, I or we do. No, I or we don't. Esas son las posibles opciones. Let's go with she. What happens with she? Does she sleep? The possible answers are yes, she does. No, she doesn't. Entonces, para I, you, we, they, usamos el auxiliar do. Y para he, she, it, utilizamos el auxiliar does. ¿Ok? Esto se ocupa siempre en el simple present, solo que en las preguntas se ocupa al principio para formar la pregunta y en el negativo se usa acompañado de la palabra not. ¿Ya? Todo esto es solamente para que ustedes recuerden, ¿ok? Okay. And now, as you already saw the different forms of the simple present, y ya saben para qué se ocupa el simple present, si es que no lo recuerdan, les aconsejo, vayan a los PPTs anteriores, rehagan los ejercicios si es que es necesario, ¿ya? Now let's go and check the present continuous in affirmative, negative, and questions, okay? In the affirmative form, los mismos subjects, I, she, and we. I am sleeping, she is sleeping, and we are sleeping. ¿Qué es lo que cambia aquí? Si se dan cuenta, el I am, el she is y el we are son las conjugaciones del verbo to be, right? Entonces, para formar el present continuous necesitamos saber conjugar el verbo to be en presente. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, and they are. Y el verbo, el que expresa la acción que está sucediendo, ends with ing. A este le agregamos la ing. ¿Ok? I am sleeping. Yo estoy durmiendo. This is happening in this moment. En este mismo momento, I am sleeping. She is sleeping and we are sleeping. Negative form. I'm not sleeping. The contrary, the opposite. She isn't sleeping. We aren't sleeping. Si se fijan, para formar aquí el negativo del presente continuo, ocupamos también las negaciones del verbo to be. No ocupamos don't sleeping. We say, I am not sleeping. She isn't sleeping. We aren't sleeping. De la misma manera que usamos el verbo to be en presente. I'm not, she isn't, we aren't. Lo mismo pasa con los demás. He isn't, they aren't, etc. Finally, let's check the questions and the short answers for present continuous. Am I sleeping? We can answer yes I am or no I'm not. Esto sí se lo están preguntando a ustedes mismos. Como, ¿estoy durmiendo? Típico que se lo preguntan en el sueño. ¿Estoy durmiendo o estoy despierto? Am I sleeping? And you can answer yes I am or no I'm not. Lo mismo que contestábamos con las preguntas y las short answers del verbo to be, ¿ya? Para el presente continuo, chicos, tengan muy en mente las conjugaciones del verbo to be, ¿ok? En forma presente. Is she sleeping? Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Are we sleeping? Yes, we are. No, we aren't. Entonces tenemos que las estructuras son diferentes para presente simple y continuo, ¿ya? Hay varias diferencias que saltan a la vista, pero lo más importante es que ustedes tienen que saber por qué se utilizan, para qué. Simple presents, habits, routines, okay? Something that you do regularly. Present continuous, things happening in this moment. En este momento, ahora, hoy, algo que no pasa con frecuencia, solo está pasando en este momento, o en este día, o en estas vacaciones, ¿ya? Es como la excepción. Algo que quieren recalcar que está pasando ahora y que no pasa siempre. Yes? Okay, guys. So now let's check your knowledge. ¿Y cómo lo chequeamos? Yay, you were right. It's activity time. So this time, guys, we have lots of activities for you because I want you to practice a lot, ¿ya? Tenemos varias actividades para que ustedes puedan practicar antes de la evaluación. Activity number 1 says, complete the chart writing the correct version of each form of simple present and present continuous. Entonces lo que tenemos acá es una tablita y ustedes tienen que completar con la misma versión o con la misma oración en versiones negativa, afirmativa, pregunta, ya dependiendo de lo que falte. The example says, I am dreaming. That's affirmative. I am not dreaming. That's negative. Am I dreaming? That's a yes, no question. Okay? So, let's take a look at the sentences. In the affirmative part, we've got Martin and his sister are watching Dark. And I like the ocean. So in this case, you have to transform these sentences into negative and into a yes-no question. In the negative column, we have you don't use the underground and Alice is not dancing with a friend. In this case, you have to write the affirmative version and the yes-no question version. Finally, in the yes-no question column, we've got two questions. Is Margarita telling the truth? And are you writing a novel? So in this case, you have to write the affirmative version and the negative version of these questions. I hope it's clear, guys. Activity 2. It says complete the sentences. Choose the best alternative. Use either simple present or present continuous. Entonces aquí tenemos varias oraciones que están incompletas. ¿Qué es lo que tienen que hacer ustedes? Yes, you have to complete the sentence. But how? How do you complete these sentences? You have the sentence and you have 4 different options. Tienen muchas opciones ahí y ustedes tienen que escoger cuál es la que corresponde acá. Por ejemplo, number 1, or well, the first one actually says, in her free time she books. Ya. Esto lo está haciendo ahora, lo hace siempre, lo hace con cierta frecuencia. De esa manera y con esas preguntas podemos saber si es que tenemos que usar simple present or present continuous. En este caso, como ella lee en su tiempo libre y es, no sé, no es que nunca tenga tiempo libre, sino que tiene tiempos libres con cierta frecuencia, right? Entonces, we can say that it's a habit. And if it's a habit, it's simple present. Tenemos 2 opciones ahí que representan el simple present. Letter A, read, and letter B, reads. ¿Cuál es la diferencia ahí? ¿Cuál es el sujeto? Which is the subject in this sentence? Yes, she. And for she, what do we do with the verb? ¿Qué es lo que pasa? ¿Cómo se modifica el verbo en presente simple? Any guessing? Any idea? If you remember, for she, actually for he, she, or it, nosotros añadimos s, es o ies. So which one of these 2 possibilities is the correct one? Read or reads? Yes, letter B, reads. Entonces, ¿cómo nos quedaría la oración? In her free time, she reads books. Very good, guys. Entonces, ahora lo mismo hacen ustedes con las que siguen. We often fruit and vegetables. I a shower every day. Pónganle atención a las palabras claves. Esas son las que les indican qué tense estamos utilizando. ¿Ok? You answer this in your copybooks. Todo esto, anótenlo, pueden imprimir o pueden escribirlo en el cuaderno. Finally, exercise 3. In this case, you have to write a suitable sentence for each situation using present continuous. En esta, olvídense del present simple. Vamos a utilizar solo presente continuo. ¿Qué es lo que tienen que hacer aquí? Let's read the example. The example says, it's 9 p.m. What is he doing? El he este es imaginario, pero ¿qué es lo que hace una persona normalmente a las 9 p.m. That's what you have to find out. Eso es lo que ustedes tienen que crear, ¿ya? Traten de crear oraciones que tengan sentido, ¿ya? Si dice it's 9 p.m., no me vayan a poner que la persona está almorzando. It's not having lunch, okay? Cool. So, what is he doing? He's reading a book. At 9 p.m., he's reading a book. ¿Ok? Estas son todas situaciones. Imagínense que ahora she's in her bedroom, number 1. What is she doing? It's 8 a.m. in the morning. What are you doing? Y ahí ustedes contestan. ¿Ok? Be creative, guys. Todo esto, toda su creatividad la vamos a revisar y la vamos a chequear cuando tengamos la tutoría online, ¿ya? Así que estos ejercicios van a revisarse el día de la tutoría. Right? Right. Y si no se acordaban, en el capítulo 6 había una actividad. If you want to know the answers for that activity, here's the answer key. This is the moment, guys, so pay attention. Vamos a ir viendo por qué estas respuestas son las correctas, ¿ok? The activity said, complete these sentences with either present simple or simple present or the present continuous form. Ahí se les daba el verbo que ustedes debían utilizar y para las que eran preguntas se les daba el verbo y el sujeto. Yes? The first one says, David never up after his mess. Aquí hay un never, ¿ok? Y se supone que esto es como un hábito, algo que nunca pasa. So we can say that it's simple present, right? Y como es David, es tercera persona y por eso es cleans, no clean. Number 2 says, Deborah, dinner at the moment. Si dice at the moment, it implies that it's happening now. That is why the sentences say, Deborah is preparing dinner at the moment. Porque está pasando ahora. Yes? I with my friend now. Now. It's happening in this moment. Y el verbo era talk. So the answer is I am talking with my friend now. Number 4. We are briefing every Monday morning. If it says every Monday morning, it implies that it's a habit. It's a, how to say, it's a situation that we repeat every week. La frecuencia de esta actividad es every Monday. Y como es un habit, una costumbre, it's present simple. That's why the answer is we have a briefing every Monday morning. 5. Aquí tenemos una pregunta, ¿ya? Y la pregunta dice basketball now. Si dice now, es porque it's present continuous. Y ahí nos dan el subject y el verb. He play. That is why the answer is he playing basketball now? 6. Look, our cat. And the verb is sleep. ¿Qué pasa aquí? Si yo le digo a alguien que mire, look, significa que quiero que mire algo que está pasando en este momento. ¿Ya? Por eso look es una de las palabras claves para identificar present continuous. Look, our cat is sleeping. 7. What time the bank open? Si queremos saber a qué hora abre el banco, significa que el banco siempre abre a la misma hora. Y si siempre abre a la misma hora, What tense do we have to use? Present simple or continuous? Simple. Yes. That is why the question is, what time does the bank open? 8. It says me now, and the subject is you, and the verb is kid. Kid, it's like bother, es como molestar o hacer una broma. Yes? Y si dice now, es porque algo está sucediendo en este momento. Present continuous. That is why the question is, are you kidding me now? Chicos, chicas, si tienen alguna duda con respecto a cualquiera de las otras actividades, incluyendo esta misma, por favor, please write an email. I will be answering your emails concerning your doubts. Okay? And as you should know by now, the contents for the next evaluation are simple present and present continuous. Chicos, la próxima evaluación no va a ser del libro, porque ya tuvimos una evaluación de la mitad del libro que ya habíamos leído. So next contents for the evaluation are simple present and present continuous. Affirmative, negative and questions. Por eso es importante, si tienen dudas, consultar. Hagan las actividades, ¿ya? Solo haciendo las actividades uno se da cuenta si es que sabe o no sabe hacer las cosas. Bueno. So that's it, guys. Please pay attention to the classes, the online classes. Es importante también, chicos, que lleven el material leído para que no estemos perdiendo tiempo en profe, yo no hice la actividad, profe, yo no vi la actividad, ¿ya? Es muy importante. And thank you, guys. That was all for this lesson. I hope you like it. I hope you understood the most important aspects of this class. And please, if you have questions, do not hesitate and write an email. Okay? And don't forget to follow us. We have YouTube channel for you first grade students and also an Instagram account. Esto está actualizado en el Instagram. Vamos subiendo todo lo que es materia. Tenemos videos para ustedes. So please check it. Thank you, guys. See you in chapter 8, I hope. Thank you. Bye bye.